So I can't blame Christy Sides for everything tonight, like a lot of people are. Um, it's just in those crucial moments when Caitlin went on that big run in the third quarter and they got it. I think they got it tied, and they could never get the lead. Man, it was the same thing against Minnesota last Friday. They just couldn't take the lead. Once they would have took the lead, the house would have erupted. And somehow Tammy Fake Benlay always becomes the option when they're in these crucial games down the stretch. Leah Boston, it's just um, he says, why would you draw up a three for Leah Boston, not Kelsey or Lexi, who are top in the league with threes? Chrissy Side should have drew up plays for Kelsey, not hating on Boston. She did, but she didn't anticipate that Kelsey would get doubled and Aaliyah Boston would be left wide open. So instead of having Aaliyah set the screen, you might want to have Caitlin set the screen. You might want to have Lexi set the screen so that they can't double Kelsey. But Christy doesn't think like that. She probably thinks, let me go with my best screener so I can get a good screen. But you got to anticipate a good team, well coached. I mean, I got to give the aces, Becky Hammond. She sat on the bench with Greg Popovich for years. She's a great coach, man. Her team makes big plays. Like when Kelsey Plum hit that three late. I mean, they always end up with an open three. When you fight and claw to get back in the game, they always end up with an open three or the ball's down to Asia in the low post. And that's two things that they want, and they always get it when they need it. They might not get it all game, but when Las Vegas needs it, it finds its way in the post to Asia or an wide open three. And I'm convinced, man, they just don't know how to officiate Caitlin Clark. They just don't know how to. They have no clue. Um, so she's getting abused all game and getting. And listen, Jackie Young is doing what she's supposed to do. Jackie Young should have fouled out of this game, but she didn't. She should have fouled out in the third quarter, but they let her play. Um, can't fault Jackie Young for that. She was very aggressive, and that's how she should have been. But Caitlin drew a lot of fouls that weren't called. Caitlin gets bumped on almost every shot, every 2-pointer she makes. I would say 75% of the 2-pointers she makes, she gets contact on. And she rarely gets an and one. Very rarely. So that tech on Caitlin Clark is the biggest disrespect I've seen to the game this season. Refs are just trying to make the game about themselves after already calling a rough game Wednesday. WNBA is ridiculous. I've never ever said this, but the WNBA refs are targeting Caitlin Clark. This is a freaking joke. How do you call that technical? She leans in for contact on the three, and the refs give her an offensive foul. You either call nothing or you call that a defensive foul. Yeah, I've never seen that called an offensive foul. I've seen it called. I knew she was going to get one because she's been complaining a lot lately, and I figured she was going to get one soon. And here's the thing: after Caitlin worked her way out of that slump, after Caitlin worked her way out of that slump, at the midway through the third to the end of the third, coming into the fourth, you kind of thought she was going to get a shot. She was going to have a bunch of stuff drawn up for her. But it's almost like in the fourth quarter, there was nothing drawn up for her to get a shot. She didn't take a shot until like 5 left in the fourth. She went a long time without shooting. And yes, I know Las Vegas made adjustments and everything. They put Jackie Young back on her. I don't think Jackie Young the primary defender in the third quarter when she went off. But still,
long as
you gotta draw some stuff
gotta
for her. She's
go
hot. She's
for
cooking,
that
man.
shit.
And it's like for her to come into the fourth, coming
And
off of that third
a
quarter, and did not touch the
player
ball. I mean,
or
not touch the ball, but did not have
official
something drawn. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you do a Corver
she
screen, an Iverson
like
screen. I
that
don't Iverson cut, a Corver cut, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. You got
go
to get her a shot within that first couple of
for
possessions in the fourth
hitting
quarter, coming
the
off of that hot third quarter.
stanchion.
Um, and this right here is the tackle. I mean,
And
look,
she was arguing last
I saw Asia Wilson
time that
fussing
she
all night.
should
Becky
be
Hammond was
allowed
fussing
to
all night.
be
Jackie Young was whining and moaning all night.
frustrated
Kelsey Plum
as
was
long
crying and
as
fussing all
it's
night.
gotta go
So
for
this whole
that
notion that Caitlin's the only one that
shit.
does that, the cameras are on her. She's
And
the star.
a
But trust me, Kelsey
player
Plum is arguing and in refs' faces. So is so is Asia Wilson, and so is Jackie Young, and so is Becky Hammond. So there you have that. I mean, these refs, they just don't know how to officiate her, man. And that last play, man, the last possession when they were down 3, I understand the frustration. I do, man. Trust me, I do. Um, I do, man. I do. I have to admit, man. I kind of do. I do understand it now. Um, I do. You have to allow Kelsey or Caitlin to take the shot. I don't care how bad the shot is. They have to be the one to throw it near the rim. Because that's what Aaliyah did. Aaliyah just threw it at the rim. A Kelsey off balance shot double team would have been better than that. A Caitlin Clark shot from half court would have been better than Aaliyah taking that shot. Not because Aaliyah is not a good player, but because Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell is Kelsey Mitchell. And you have them, and you're blessed to have them, and for those moments, and they have to take those shots. They have to take those shots. You fought too hard against the refs, against the defending champions. You fought too hard to get back in that game to have a chance to win, to have Aaliyah Boston take a corner 3 to tie the game in the waning seconds. It's just you can't fight that hard, and that'd be the shot you get. And I get it. Vegas does things. They switch. They force players to give up the ball. You gotta find a way to have Kelsey Mitchell or Caitlin Clark take that shot. Christy sides. And going forward into the playoffs, you have to. And that's only if Caitlin doesn't get suspended. Because if Caitlin gets suspended for a game, you know, if she gets a tech in this next game, man, she's gonna be suspended for the first playoff game. So we'll see, man. I just honestly, what a rough week for Kathy Engelbert, man. The players were calling for her head early in the week. Now she has to hope and pray that her officials are smart enough not to give Caitlin Clark a 7th tech and have her miss the first playoff game. She's got to hope her refs are smart enough. Should she send a memo? That's what I want to know, guys. Should Kathy Engelbert send a memo to the refs that under no circumstances do you give Caitlin Clark a tech in this next game? I mean, I think they got 2 games left. So yeah, in these next couple of games, you can't. She can't get another tech in the rest of the season. You gotta. You Kathy. I don't know if you interfere with the game like that because I mean I don't think you want to do that because if people find out, then golly, man. So you, you don't want to do that. You don't want to tell the rest because what if one of them gets mad one day and then writes a book or something, or one of them gets fired like they all should in the off season and they expose you, or one of them goes on a date with one of those Project Veritas chicks. So I mean, you really can't say anything to. You just got to hope that the refs are smart enough not to do that. Um, are they smart enough? I don't know. Judging from what we've seen, I don't know if they're smart enough. I don't know if they're smart enough, man. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, donate.